Charlie Parsons Boxing Social in association with Betfred. We've just done it on my phone here, but I've got to do it for the video for the people watching, mate. What the fuck are you wearing? You're 43, mate. You're wearing Jordan. You're 43.
Firstly, Michael Jordan's a lot older than 43.
Yeah, but it's Michael Jordan. You're Eddie Hearn.
I'm on the same level as Michael Jordan. What's the matter with you? On a serious note, you've got to learn to be more versatile with your clobber. Just because I look good in a double-breasted suit and my Dolce & Gabbana gear doesn't mean I can't go down JD and fill the basket with Jumpman. Now, you are becoming too one-dimensional. You're still in your women's jacket. You've got a chain on that you got on a beach somewhere off one of those geezers who walks around selling dodgy gear. I don't know what these things are. They're like snide Gucci tracksuit bottoms with a fake Palm Angels. Like, you've got to be versatile. I want to see you switch it up. So today I'm just switching it up. Got a little pair of McQueen jeans.
Look at the state of that pattern on your jumper. What? The state of the pattern.
Mate.
What is? Looks like something I made in art class in year 2.
Mate, well, you've only just come out of year 2. So,
Banner.
Yeah, it was actually. That's a good one. You twat, Parsons. Right, come on, let's do the interview.
Mate, you're a prick. Right, let's go straight into it. I didn't manage to speak to you yesterday. The one thing I forgot to say was Jake Paul. Obviously, he came out and said that you, Matchroom Boxing, pay off referees, in specific Glenn Feldman. Yeah. Just your reaction. And will you, I see a lot of people saying about, you're not going to allow this, defamation, all that sort of thing. A lawsuit, maybe?
Look, I hate all that. But at the end of the day, sometimes you've got to teach these people. You've got two options, really. You can chin him or sue him, right? And I'm not around him, and I'm not going to chin him anyway. And I hate it, but it's like, it's so idiotic, and it's actually disrespectful to the sport that he knows nothing about, right? I mean, firstly, he says, why does Eddie Hearn keep using these judges? I don't use any judges. The commission selects all judges and various commissions around the world. And by the way, Glenn Feldman is one of the best judges. Speak to anyone in the sport. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And to make those allegations really pissed me off and actually upset me. So, yeah, it's actually led me to take it further. And I want an official apology from him. And if he won't, then we'll see what we have to do. But I'm not having our name and business defamed and the integrity of what we do, which is very important to us, and our love for the sport, by some geezer that absolutely has no idea what he's talking about. And listen, he's good for the sport. We have a laugh. He's average. He don't like me. Taylor Serrano, etc., etc. That's another level, that is. So that will be dealt with.
Well, obviously, we speak about Taylor Serrano and then the prospects of that fight. Obviously, she wanted to go back down and defend her belts. Fair enough, whatever. Obviously, Katie can't come down to 126, ludicrous. But if it does end up going further, he doesn't come out and apologise and whatever, does this tarnish your working relationship with Jake at all in the future?
It would never tarnish mine, because we've never said anything like that, so...
But even if you have a lawsuit, would you continue to work with him?
Yes, because it's my job. It's nothing about me or Matchroom. It's my job to deliver for my fighters. There is a massive payday out there for Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor to give the public part 2 of one of the best fights we've ever seen. So we should all be working to deliver that. I'm not all of a sudden going to say to Katie Taylor, no, you can't fight Amanda Serrano because Jake Paul said some stupid things. But ultimately, we've got to defend ourselves and we've got to stand up for what we believe in. And, Katie Taylor will fight October 29th. Serrano fights this week. We have the only champion left at 126, Erica Cruz Hernandez, to allow Serrano to be undisputed. So we're in a good position. We can either make...
Is that not a fight you're looking at for Sky Nicholson?
In time, yeah, but I think at the end of the day, Sky's got her first fight coming up, championship fight, October the 15th. I think Sky would fight Cruz Hernandez now. I spoke
to her on Wednesday. She said world title within 6 months.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think what we do is we gear Sky Nicholson up for the Cruz Hernandez fight, and then maybe Sky Nicholson fights Amanda Serrano for undisputed. I mean, next year that'd be a huge fight. But all of those fights at the moment are eclipsed by Taylor Serrano too. So, but it's up to Amanda. She's a great fighter. She's got her own goals. It's a fight we'd love to make, but we'll see if they can both be triumphant tomorrow and October 29th.
You said to me yesterday that you have a big UK heavyweight coming back in November. I said Derek Chisora, you said maybe. Then on IFL, you said Dillian Whyte's returning. Could we be looking at Dillian Whyte, Chisora 3?
No.
Definitely not.
Definitely not for November.
Is it Dillian Whyte?
Dillian Whyte will return in November.
Yeah. In Matchroom?
We will see.
So that's a yes?
It's not necessarily a yes. You're on one today, Parsons.
You said...
A couple of Dexter Energies or whatever they're called.
Iced coffee, mate.
Yeah, or a couple of cola bottles or whatever you youngsters.
prick. Moving on. You know what? I'm going to have to back out the old... No, oh, yeah, Tyson Fury. Yeah. He's been on a rampage this morning. He's called Alexander Usyk a sausage. He said, I think, December 17th for Alexander Usyk. And then he said, look, he's waiting on Anthony Joshua still. But then yesterday... Like, his brother said that he's going to fight Charr, so I don't really know what's going on.
My worry is that he was always fighting Charr. And look, myself and George Warren and Queensberry have all kind of decided, and there's no reason to say anything negative, because we're all working as hard as we can to try and make the fight happen. I think that this is outside of the control of George Warren and Queensberry. I think this is just Tyson Fury. I think Tyson's made his mind up weeks ago that he's going to fight Charr. I hope I'm wrong. But when his brother comes out yesterday and says, yeah, my brother's fighting Manuel Charr on December 3rd, I'm like... And Charr's already saying that. You know, don't forget, it took us 9 days or whatever it was to get the contract because it's complicated. And when we got it, it was miles away. We've gone straight back. We had a call as recent as yesterday. We've all been on conference calls. We're all working. And Queensberry have done nothing wrong. Matchroom have done nothing wrong. We're trying to move at pace, but it's a massive fight. And by the way, it's still only September. Like, we have got time. You know, but we'll see. My worry is that what people are telling me, and I hope it's not the reality, but we'll see.
What are your thoughts on Fury versus Charr?
I mean, I just don't see, look, everyone's entitled to do what they want to do, but he calls out all these top fighters and, you know, why not just fight Alexander Usyk in February? Like, if you really... If the Joshua fight can't get made, which we don't even know yet, why not just fight Usyk? Like, and if Usyk won't fight in December, he'll fight in January or February, and you could just fight him straight off the bat. But it's like he wants to fight Charr and then push the Usyk fight back, and I don't know. But it's a bizarre fight, really, for someone that's on a great run. I understand it if you're coming off a loss or whatever, but bizarre.
Deontay Wilder called you salty, thoughts?
So yeah, salt. I said again in an interview I've read lately that actually salt is very good for you. For a while, people thought that salt was actually very bad for you, your health, but lately, salt could actually be something that's very important. So, yeah. I saw Deontay Wilder also say that whatever happens in his career, he's already a Hall of Famer. Can you tell me his best win? Luis Ortiz, I'll do it for you. Tell me the one after that.
Brazil.
Or Stavern. I mean, it's very close. So I don't even think AJ. I don't even think Tyson Fury's a Hall of Famer yet. In all honesty, but I think
is Anthony Joshua.
No, I think you have to. By the way, it's only said and done when it's said and done. But like AJ's got a great resume, but he's also coming off back-to-back defeats. So to be a Hall of Famer, you really have to dominate, in my opinion, the division for a very long time. Tyson Fury is now, say he's dominating, you've got Alexander Usyk. Usyk might be a Hall of Famer because of his undisputed achievements at cruiserweight and then moving up and becoming unified. But Deontay Wilder, and I think Deontay Wilder's great for boxing. How on earth can you be in the Hall of Fame?
I'm going to rattle through these now because I've got Jamie behind me telling me to move up, which is fair enough. Ellaby is tweeted out again last night. I don't know if you've seen his tweets, but he's maintaining to the point that where you've done 550,000 buys for Canelo.
Because that's what he wants us to have done. I mean, the Zone have come out and said more than 1 million people bought that fight. You know, if you think that 50% of those came from the US, you're an idiot. But maybe he is. But look, as I said, even if it did 575, which it didn't, by the way, and it's like nowhere near the number, that's significantly more than any fight he's ever promoted. So, like, he's doing tank fights that are doing like that are tanking, and doing like less than 100,000 buys. So anyway,
another thing he said was that you don't understand the scaling for big events in the US. You spend a ridiculous amount on purses, underperform by the Zone, and are getting blazed by them.
Have you gone to company's house and reviewed our company's accounts? Let's play a game. It's called Let's Look at the Accounts and the Value of Matchroom Sport versus the accounts of Mayweather Promotions. Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellaby, like I said.
And then he said it eats you up about what he and Stephen Espinoza and Al Heyman have accomplished.
When you say Stephen Espinoza and Al, I mean, why is he putting himself in the same bracket? This is a guy that quite literally carries Floyd Mayweather's bags around, right? and he's comparing himself to Al Heyman, who is a music, boxing like guru, and Stephen Espinosa, who not my greatest friend, but is a very senior member of Showtime. And then you've got Leonard Ellaby. I mean, it's like comparing you, Parsons, to Jonathan Ross. Like it's like you putting out a statement going, the industry is just really, really jealous at the moment about me, Jonathan Ross, and Graham Norton. Yeah, that's like what Leonard Ellaby's doing.
I don't fancy myself in a mix of them. Shakur Stevenson missed weight. He put out a tweet saying, look, I'm not going to make the weight. I'm vacating my belt, so I'm going up to 135. Your thoughts?
I think it's very harsh. Like, sometimes fighters do everything to make weight, but ultimately the onus and responsibility is on them to make weight. And I look at fighters like Devin Haney, who has struggled so badly at times in specific fights to make 135, but would never not make it. And it doesn't really matter if you're in your head moving up to 135 anyway. You make weight. You can do it. But he chose not to. But it's hard to criticise because making weight is one of the most brutal parts of the sport. So obviously those belts become vacant now. I think there's a few fighters that are going to be fighting for vacant belts, which is good opportunities for them. And then he'll move to 135, which is very exciting as well. I think Shakur Stevenson is an outstanding fighter.
Finally, from me, Joyce Parker clashes with this fight. Just your thoughts on it being pay-per-view and how will it affect your numbers on DAZN?
It's going to tank on pay-per-view, but at the same time, I understand why it's pay-per-view, because fighters are making a fortune. I know what those purses will be for that main event, and BT and rights holders won't pay the money to cover that purse without trying to run your luck on pay-per-view. So that's why that fight is pay-per-view. I get it. It's a good fight. I'm quite interested to see how it plays out. I think Joseph Parker will box Joe Joyce's ears off for 4, 5, 6 rounds, and then Joe will do what he does, and that engine will take over, and it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Sorry, just one more. Will Canelo extend with Matchroom?
Yeah, absolutely. We're already talking about the Dimitri Bivol fight, see if he wins in Abu Dhabi, but we've got a great relationship. We've done 5 fights now with Canelo Alvarez, so hopefully we'll continue to the rest of his career.
Eddie, top man, thank you very much.